Next is Joana Moll, who's going to present us the Virtual Watchers, an ongoing project by, Marius Pay as well. Marius Pay, yeah? Okay, good. That focuses on analysing the interactions of a group, part of a well-known social network called Red Servants. This group gathered civilians that voluntarily monitored the US-Mexico border through a public initiative partly funded by the state of Texas, designed to empower citizens to fight border crime and illegal immigration by means of crowdsourcing. And am I right today that the project's live today now? Yeah. Okay. Right, so I'll stop. Cosmic.
The microphone is, it's on. Okay, so thanks, Mark, to introduce me. So as Mark said, this is the first time I present this project publicly, so I'm sort of excited, and I hope I can explain it properly. And if you have any questions, I will just answer them after. So, okay, I'm not sure how to put it full screen view. Okay, got it. Okay, so the Virtual Watchers, here it is. And very briefly, it's an ongoing transdisciplinary project. Transdisciplinary because I've been working together with a sociologist, which is the other co-author of the project, and that questions the dynamics of crowdsourcing national security and border control through social media. But it focuses in the US, okay, in the US-Mexico border. And this project looks into a Facebook group that gathered volunteering citizens, not just American citizens, I'm going to explain this later, that executed surveillance on the US-Mexico border from the internet and from their houses and from their own dispositives, right? Devices, sorry, that's not English. So I'm going to just briefly introduce how the whole thing came, because this project, I've been working on it in the last 5 years. And the whole thing started with this project, which is called the Texas Border, that I'm going to show now. Here I have it, which is an installation that it just shows the recorded broadcasters of surveillance cameras placed in the US-Mexico border, right? And this platform was funded, as Mark explained, by the state of Texas, and basically allowed people to monitor the border 24 hours from their homes through the internet, and make reports also. I'm going to explain it better later. But basically it's what I'm saying here, that all this initiative was designed to empower citizens to proactively participating in fighting border crime by means of crowdsourcing. I think that's a very, very interesting thing to take into account, the crowdsourcing thing. So I'm going to briefly show it. I have it here. Okay, that's the piece. It's available online in my website. You can access it. So basically, that's where some of the cameras. So in the left side, it's like they are not live anymore because this platform doesn't exist anymore, but they were like what you could basically see on the cameras. And the right side, those were videos of detentions carried out thanks to anonymous reports done by these users, the users of the platform, okay? And this text here, it was instructions that you can find them under each camera that explain how to execute the surveillance depending on the camera you were looking at. No? And it was quite, impressive. So that's it. Okay, how am I going back? It's going to be a bit dizzy because I'm going to go back and forth, sorry. But, and now I'm lost. Yeah, I'm totally lost. Where is it? Sorry. Okay, sorry. Here it is. Okay, now I can't. Sorry. That was the welcoming sign of the platform. I erased the names here because the project I'm presenting, it contains sensitive data, and we try to anonymize the users that we are exposing as much as we can. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk about real names, we just covered the names. So I call this platform Red Servant. It's not the real name, but I don't want to expose it publicly, especially because this is being recorded. And this platform, okay, it was funded by the state of Texas and ran from 2008 until 2012, right? And the platform basically closed because of didn't have funds anymore. And technically, the platform had these 200 cameras and sensors placed along the US-Mexico border. Most of these cameras, and this is very interesting, were placed in the private property of volunteering citizens. So citizens themselves that were participating in the platform just installed the cameras on their houses, on their gardens, etc., right? And as I said, the platform allows citizens to sync up as virtual deputies and monitor live video feeds from the border 24/7, okay? And made anonymous reports. Sorry, I'm repeating myself all the time. Anonymously via email, right? That's what happened. I'm going to show the platform briefly. This platform is not online anymore, so this I took it from the Internet Archive. And basically, this was the main page, and you could just sign up. You just needed to provide a valid email address. That's it. I did it, and I was from Barcelona, and that's how I signed up. I didn't need anything else. And basically, that was the beginning of the page. You had the cameras here. You had this archive of videos of detentions that I'm going to show like a very short one because I think it's like very impressive visually. And also, besides that, the idea of this platform is that it could be financially self-sufficient. So basically, each page already had like these Amazon banners. So basically, their whole idea was to sell advertisement to companies, right? Through people accessing this website. That's, for me, it's a very interesting part of it also, that, I mean, it's not real because there is a lot of elements that were missing, but that's what I could collect from the internet. But that was like the surveillance, interface. And you had these two videos where you could pick up any camera. This was a very early version of the website, but actually there were up to 25 cameras available, not the 200, but just 25, okay? And as you see, you had like these two videos, and here down is what I showed before. It's that you had like all these instructions on how to execute the surveillance, and that's it. You were sitting at your home. That's what I did, sitting in my home with coffee, with beer, just monitoring the border. And something that was very, very shocking for me is how addictive it was. Because it was like a video game. And it was really horrible because you realize, but it was really like you saw all these people going across, and actually most of it you saw cows and you saw like wildlife. But sometimes you did see people crossing, and it was very addictive because it gave you like a lot of power to act upon them, right? And this was something that really captivated me, and I was wondering, why? Because I'm a leftist, so it's like, but still, I mean, I got engaged in such practices. I never report anybody, of course, but I mean, I guess, it kept my attention. It was sort of a gamification of the border, and I think that was very impressive for me. So, okay, I'm gonna show you some of the videos, because I think it's interesting, so you will understand like what I mean by the open with. Yeah, it's a very short one. This was one of the videos that was part of this platform archive. Like those people got detained after crossing. I mean, the image, I think itself, it's really, really powerful. And you sitting at your home, watching this, and being able to make a report and affect these people's life, I mean, it gives you such power. I mean, this feeling is really, really addictive. And that's scary as well. So, yeah. Anyway, they're crossing by raft. Obviously, it's in the night. And basically, they were just putting all these videos in the archive to make very clear that the platform did work, right? It was sort of advertisement. Actually, they just had 64 videos, not more. I mean, if you compare this if you compare it with the amount of hours of footage that they might have, it's really not a lot. But still, it was a way to sell a way to sell the tool. Okay, that's it. I mean, you don't see the detention actually, but I think like how the camera moves and it's following them, I think it's really, really impressive. Yeah. Okay, going back. Again. Oh yeah. So, according to Red Servants, the platform had 165 million hits on the web and had more than 200,000 users volunteer. That almost represent 1 million hours of free labor for the sheriff. That's a lot, right? Nearly 10% of the users were from international sources and more than 192 different countries. And we are talking about the US-Mexico border. I mean, I was monitoring from Barcelona. I guess some of the people did in Spain, like, seriously. There is also this story, which is quite funny, that there was this bar in Australia, this guy that owned a bar, that had the feed on the TV 24 hours for their customers in Australia, right? Which, I mean, I don't know. It's like this discontextualization, what brings, I think it's really interesting. And the sharing have made, in these 4 years, 5,000 interdictions, which is really not a lot, because according to Department of Homeland Security, just alone, more than 600,000 people were arrested trying to cross the border illegally just in 2011. Okay, so what this proved, or it was very evident to me, is that it wasn't effective in terms of stopping illegal immigration, but it was very, very effective in terms of keeping people watching the border. This, I really achieved that, okay? So from here, after doing this project, the Texas border, and I started to investigate this platform, I was really, really shocked about this, how people would engage in such practices, and which is a structure that allowed people to engage in such practices. And also there is something that really worried me, and is what Kayan talked about, is the delusion of responsibility when they were acting through this platform, right? What happened to the reports they did? What happened if the reports weren't right? They just threw reports, and that's it. You know? So I felt that this platform created sort of a free of guilt environment that basically pushed people or allowed people to act freely without needing to worry about morals, ethics, or whatsoever. No? And I think that was worth investigating it. So, after I wanted to see who these people were, first of all, or which sort of people was engaged in this practice, especially in this platform. So I found this Facebook group, which was a Facebook group of this platform, that they created it. And okay, so I investigated this, and this was sort of the rhetorics of this platform. So I don't know if you can really read it, but basically this is a picture that somebody did. It says, "Amigo, when do we get our first welfare check?" And the other guy say, "What a country?" And that was a continuous. That was one after the other. Right? So what I did, okay, that's another conversation. So this was sort of the regular discussions that what Mr. Items, not in other previous screenshots. Does anyone knows what they are? And this was something very recurrent that people didn't really know what they were looking at. Nevertheless, they were looking and they were reporting. Doesn't matter what. Just look and report. Look and report. That's it. So it's like swimmers, maybe, who knows? It's like, oh, one mystery solved. This was a max drinking issue with the sun and camera, not a boat, just branches and leaf colors. But I'm sure that through that, I mean, at least there were like a huge bunch of reports done. And it was just trees. Right? But it's again, it follows this logic. You just don't think, just report. Report, doesn't matter, just report, right? That was a statement of the Facebook group. The group was founded in 2009 and had 232 members. And the group statement is like, I'm going to read it, but it reads, "Severance is a new system of cameras located at strategic intervals, blah, 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 blah." I'm going to skip this because I already explained it. While there is no reward, cash, reward for information regarding border jumpers, there is the personal reward of knowing that you have helped to protect our country. We are not affiliated with Red Servant or Texas Border Sheriff Coalition, This is just a group for border watchers to congregate and communicate with each other. So it was the people from the website, they lacked in the website itself that they couldn't communicate with each other and they couldn't chat with each other. So that's why they actually opened this Facebook group. Okay. This Facebook group is not active anymore. It closed in 2013. So you won't find any information of it in Facebook. So this is Marianne, and this is the false profile I created to infiltrate this group and to investigate a little bit like what was going on there. Because I really wanted to talk to the people, I wanted to understand what was going on. So I created this group. Obviously, it's these are fake portraits that you do with flash face. But nevertheless, people were talking to me. They didn't really, I wasn't suspicious apparently, which really shocked me. But yeah. So this was my first conversation there. Actually, I didn't interact a lot. In the beginning, I did, but later I just took like a more passive posture because I thought it would be more useful just to be there and to observe. So there is this guy, this family guy, married with 2 kids. What's going on camera 1? So I said I could see something moving, but I'm not sure if it's an alien. And he answers, I saw lots of activity about an hour ago, several people moving back and forth between the white building and the riverbank. And I said, okay, I hope none of them go to the US. Do you think it might be drug dealers? He said, I don't know. I reported it. Then I thought maybe they are just fishing, right? But I reported it, of course. And then I said, okay, maybe, but they are taking our fishes too. Is there any law against it? And then nobody really answered me. Okay, this was in 2010, I think. Yeah. So that was the first, hello world, Marianne Smith in Facebook. Yeah. And, okay. I think I forgot to mention several things here, but maybe they will come up in the discussion. So, that's the project, Virtual Watchers. Okay, I'm going to give you the web, the URL later, because it's not public yet. So basically, the Virtual Watchers, it acts like an online archive of my life as an infiltrated virtual deputy in Facebook, right? And basically, it gathers all the information and all the posts from when I first accessed it, which was the end of 2009, until 2013, okay? How I did that? The Facebook group doesn't exist anymore, right? I took all the data before they closed. It was totally random because I didn't expect that it could be closed, but I kept a record of all the interaction that happened there because I thought it was very interesting. And in the last 2 years, we took it very, very easy with an anthropologist, not a sociologist, which is Marius. We analyzed all the data, and basically we put everything here. Okay, I have to say, this is very important, like all the profile pictures and all the names have been anonymized. Okay, all the profile pictures are representation of the real ones. So if you see a man here, like on their 60s, it's real, but it's not his profile picture. Okay, and any of the names are real, and any of the website addresses are not real either. Okay, because for us it was very, very important to protect their identities. So I'm going to show the project, which is here. No, it's not here. It's here. Okay. So I'm gonna navigate through it, like briefly. But as you can see, for example, that's this woman. I mean, she was a woman that she got married. Her Facebook profile was like from her marriage. And basically she asked, did anyone catch anybody today? No? All right. And then there was this guy. I love this. I catch people on almost daily basis, send them back, then continue to talk with himself. Winnie discovering the entire border, but allow viewers to be able to aim and fire. Okay. So there was a lot of, I mean, it's quite sensitive. There is comments here that are super, super sensitive. I'm just, no. And then, for example, there was this woman. Haven't seen any Mexicans yet. Pretty pumped about reporting my first one, though, right? And I can't remember, I mean, all the interesting ones. I mean, all of them are interesting, but now I can't really find them. But I would try to find some other that I think are interesting. This guy, for example, he always posted pictures. I don't know why they are not showing now. Okay, the good guys. He just made pictures and made comments all the time. Okay, but basically here you have it chronologically organized from the beginning. This is the first post. It was in the 12th of April 2010. The text and the dates are real. We didn't modify that. Even the text, the other way, we kept it the way they were writing them, right? Because it was also very interesting the way they were writing and expressing themselves. So this 2010. And the last one, it was in April 22nd, 2013, right? Which is not so far away. So basically what we did, all this research, you can see that here you have like what the post they did or they commented. Then you can access the full conversation, okay, in Facebook. You see that we kept like the Facebook interface because I think it was very shocking and it's much more strong because it was through Facebook and this was done through social media. Right, so here you can just see like the whole thread of everything. Then you can visit the user profile of everybody. You can see we didn't say any name, but he's a gender, he's a F. What, there is an F here? Okay, I need to say this is offline, and I've been having some problems with it. The online version, everything is fixed, but here somehow it got mixed up with the database. Okay, but it's how you say it fits generally. Okay, I mean I'm just going to show it as an example. But for example, I want to pick somebody else. This woman, for example, yeah, that fits. This woman, she was one of the most active ones, and she was like very ultra-conservative. But basically here, we just took the profile of how we analyzed all the profiles. She was a woman, unknown, age unknown, identity unknown, professional unknown, etc., etc., etc. Have the number of posts. We discovered that the people that participated the most and they were more ultra-conservative, they also protected themselves much better than the other ones. Yeah? Okay, sorry. So I'm going to say very briefly. Okay, then we have like the cameras that you can access. Like those were the cameras that, notice a representation. Okay, this is also failing, but you can see the online version. Here you could basically see all the cameras that they could see, so you can get a sense of it. And there is also the surveillance map, which I'm going to show here. That's a surveillance map. That's all the locations of all the people that we are not linking any location to anybody. And I have to finish. So that's the address. Okay, if you want to check it online, it's over there. So thanks.
Think about this.